catch 'em all.
Alright, ladies and gents, welcome back to another AutoCAD Web App video. We are going to be creating the 4-44 drawing. Okay, it's not really a very special name, but it's a couple numbers, and we're going to make it. Okay, so what you guys are going to do is you're going to open up one of your old files that has your title block already in it. I opened up my try-sum file. What you'll do is you'll immediately do a save as. So if you go up to the top right, you'll see it says save. You hit the arrow next to it, and you do a save as. We don't want to copy over the old file. We want to leave that try-sum file alone. So if I do a save as and I call it 4-44 and then I hit save, now my try-sum drawing is preserved and I have a new file that's called 4-44 with my title block, which means that you can select and erase all of this stuff in here because we're not doing that drawing anymore. We're doing the next drawing. Okay. Remember to change the name down here. This should now say 4-44. Remember to change the date. Usually I like the date to say the date that you finished it. Okay, so if you work on it for 2 days, put the date in that's the second day. Alright. What are we creating? It is this drawing right here. It's called the 4-44. We've got rectangles in the corners, and they are 1.3750, which is 1 3/8 if you're talking fractional. And they are, as far as how wide they are, 2.6250, which is 2 5/8. The spacing is 0.3750 or 3/8. Okay, you can type it either way when you're doing your work. And that leaves everything else in the middle exactly what size it should be. Okay, the entire thing is 8 wide by 5.5 tall. Alright, so here we go. First thing you're going to do is you're going to grab the line tool. You're going to go from the top left corner to this corner. Okay, not the very bottom corner. This corner. Hit escape to get out of the line tool. Go to the X line command, which is the construction line, and you're going to go to the midpoint. Now if you're not getting midpoint, hit escape, go down to O snap. Don't click O snap though, click the arrow next to it and make sure that midpoint is checked. And usually I have endpoint checked, intersection, you don't really need to worry about extension, but I have center checked as well. Okay. If you accidentally click on O-snap, you won't get those snap points, so make sure that O-snap is blue on your screen, okay? So you go to that X line, and you snap that to the midpoint, and you draw one up and down, and you draw one left to right, and you hit escape. We no longer need the diagonal line. We only put that there to get the midpoint in order to draw the crosshair, okay? So I clicked on that line, and I'm hitting delete. Now I'm going to get into my offsets. You want to do your box size first. So the box size of this drawing, the very outside of it, is 8 by 5.5. That's the drawing's max width by max height. Okay. So when you offset, you're going to do half of those numbers. We're going to do offset. You're going to click this line. You're going to move to the left and do 4 enter because 4 is half of 8. Click this line again. Go to the right. 4 enter. So now those two lines are 8 inches apart, which is what we want. Now you're going to click the horizontal line and you're going to go up. Half of 5.5, if you need to, use a calculator at home, is 2.75. Now you can type these things two different ways. You can type them like I am using decimal, 2.75, or you can type it 2 and, anytime you say the word and, you use the minus sign. 2 and, sorry, I'm forgetting my number in my head. Yeah, so it's 3/4. 2 3/4, enter. Okay? Or 2.75. So click this line, go down, 2.75. So now we have the box size and we have a bunch of trimming that we have to do. We actually don't need these two lines anymore. So you can select those with a box, or you can click on one and then hold shift and click on another if you want to select multiple things, and then just hit delete on your keyboard. You can also use the erase tool to do, basically you would click erase, you'd click what you want to erase, and then you would hit enter. Okay, it works the same way. Next thing we're going to do, we talked about in the last drawing, we're going to do a fillet, which is for rounding corners, but we're not going to round a corner. If I did a radius and I put a number in here like 1, it would round the corner like that, which we don't want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do fillet, R for radius, enter, and you're going to do 0. Okay, so when there's a 0, that just means that it's going to make a corner. 1, 2. Spacebar brings you back in. I don't want to click them out here because what that's going to do is go like that, which we don't want. Okay, so again, fillet, R for radius, 0, and we're going to click the inside lines, the parts that you want to keep. And then I hit spacebar and it brings me back in. Now, why is fillet radius 0 better? Because if you use the trim tool and I click here, it leaves this line down here. And then I think, okay, I got to click this now, but then it leaves this line in here. And then we would have to erase that line, which is very annoying. Okay, so I wouldn't do it that way. I would use fillet radius 0. 1, 2, spacebar, 1, 2. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to use your offset tool, and you're going to do the outside boxes. Those outside boxes are 2.6250. Okay, you don't have to put the 0. 2.625 or 2 and 5 over 8. Okay, and actually we're not ready to type that number yet. Sorry about that. Click the line first, move to the right, 2.625. Click this line over here, move left, 2 and 5 over 8. You can type it either way. Now the bottom line. The bottom line is going to go up 1 and 3 over 8. And the top line is going to come down the same number, 1 and 3 over 8. At that point, we're going to do some trims. You're going to trim the middle parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have the outside boxes now. Now we have to create these lines, which are 3/8 or 0.3750. Again, you don't need the 0. Away from these lines that we already have. Okay, so you're going to go to offset. You're going to click on those lines, and I'm going to move down, and I'm going to do 3 over 8, enter. And I'm going to grab this one and go to the right, 3 over 8, enter. And this one goes left, 3 over 8, enter. All the way around, 3 over 8, enter. 3/8, 3/8, 3/8, and one more. Okay, now you'll notice that these lines are too short. We can either extend them to each other by grabbing the line, grabbing this blue point, and moving it up, and doing the same thing here by moving it this way. And then you could either move that mark back, or you could trim it. But that's a lot of steps. The fillet radius 0 that we used before works better. 1, 2, spacebar, 1, 2, spacebar, brings me right back in, 1, 2. This drawing's almost done. Trim. We're going to trim these gaps. There are 8 of them all together, all the way around the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, 6, 7, 8. This drawing is complete. The last thing you have to do is put your dimensions on. Dimension tool, all I want to see on here is that from here to here is 8. I want to see that from here to here is 5.5. I want to see that one of these boxes is 1.3750. I want to see that one of the gaps is 3/8. And I want to see one of these box widths 2.625. Alright, last thing you do, hit save, and then you're going to go into your PDF. You have to create that PDF to upload it to the classroom. If you don't remember that, there's a 2-minute video on that, but also I can do it right now. Go to the print icon. Don't worry about changing any of these settings. Plot to PDF. PDF is generating. In a few seconds, it'll pop up with a little blue link. Usually faster than this. Well, you'll get a blue link there. You click on that. That'll download it to the bottom of your, to your system, and it'll probably go in your downloads folder. And then when you go into the Google Classroom, you're going to upload that PDF, and you're going to hit submit. All right, and that's it. This is the 4-44 drawing. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one. Later. Gotta catch 'em all.